and Jason Mans.
Yay!
How's it going, Vegas? I'm not sure, but I feel like we didn't lose too many people last night. It's about the same amount. Everybody made it back. Well, we got a good day coming. Working part-time at 5 and dime. Boys are missing the game. Told me several times that he didn't like my kind. I was a bit too leisurely. Seems that I was busy doing something that's nothing different than the day before. That's when I saw her. Oh, I saw her in through the outdoor. She wore a raspberry beret, the kind you find in a secondhand store. Raspberry beret. If it was warm, she wouldn't wear much more. Raspberry beret. Think I love. Now, feel like she had the nerve to ask me if I planned to do her any harm. So look here, I put her on the back of my bike and we went riding down to old man Johnson's farm. Overcast days never turned me on. Something about the clouds in her mix. Wasn't too right, but I could tell by the way she kissed. She knew how to get her kicks. She wore a raspberry beret, the kind you find in a secondhand store. Raspberry beret. If it was warm, she wouldn't wear much more. Raspberry beret. I think I love her. Hi guys. So, just let me know, how many of you guys just showed up today? How many of y'all? I see. All right. Well, you two are in for a treat. The rest of these folks already know that we are sitting on the precipice of history because this is a brand new thing. It's a brand new tour. It's a brand new day. Because there's more people. And we're in Vegas. And it's 2024, 3, 7, I don't know, something. It's more than it was. That's it. And we've got some new folks. We've got some new shows represented. How many of you guys are Smallville fans? That's right. I'm trying to do the math on it. Because I'll just be honest with you. These guys, you know, Michael and Tom, they're good-looking gentlemen. I'm not going to lie to you. And if Supernatural was on for 27 years, and Smallville started 20 years before that, I just don't feel like the math adds up. They should be 94, but they look exactly the same. And then, of course, I mean, you guys probably haven't heard of a little show called Walker, have you? There's a guy on, and most people don't know this, there's a guy on Walker that used to be on Supernatural.
What the hell are you saying?
You heard that here first. Actually, there's a few guys on Walker. If you watch Walker, occasionally, you may or may not see a familiar face pop up. You never know. You might see more than one familiar face pop up. I'll just say hypothetically. you were watching that show, or a show like it, and the main characters happen to go into a bar, and inside this bar, there's a band playing music. If I were you, I would look really closely at the band that's playing. And that goes for any show in this realm, be it Smallville, they go back in time, Walker, the Winchesters. You just never know. You just never know. I feel like it's a fun thing to have lived in a universe for as long as we've been in the supernatural universe, because it just lets you plant little Easter eggs in all the other shows and projects these guys are a part of. So you got to watch real closely, because you might see a Billy Moran. You don't know. You may or may not see a Stephen Norton. And breaking news right now, getting his own spin-off show, Robot Mark Borja. Well, it's our pleasure to introduce to you guys today your first two guests. It will be a lovely, enjoyable panel for you all. Please welcome DJ Qualls and Sam Smith.
Welcome to our panel.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, band and friends. Guys, thank you for coming to this panel. I know it's early. Did we make wise choices last night? Nope. You didn't make. Who made wise choices? Show of hands.
Unfortunately.
Not a lot of people made wise choices. I applaud that. I'm actually doing sober or dry January. It doesn't rhyme, but I'm doing it. And it's I've never been sober in Vegas before. It's interesting. I was in bed by 11:15 last night. I don't know who I am. And
I was drinking up till 12:30.
See, that's what I usually do, except add a few hours to that. It's bizarre. I don't know myself.
I only had half a glass of wine. Maybe that was the problem. Who else was at painting with me? It was the marathon painting. Holy moly!
How long was it?
We finished at like 12:30 or something.
When did you start?
9:30ish.
You painted for 3 hours?
Yes.
Okay.
We painted sky in circles for a really long time. I was like, can we do the mountains? I'm really tired. But I loved it. It was so fun, and I actually have I went from this much painting knowledge to this much painting knowledge, which is a big percentage-wise difference. It was really great. I don't know if they're here, Sherry and Ed. No, they were the instructors of the company, and it was super fun.
Were the paintings, were they painting by numbers? Is that what they were?
No, we had a blank canvas, and he taught us just some step-by-step.
Like Bob Ross?
Yes, he teaches like Bob Ross.
Did you tap in happy trees?
He talked about them, we didn't do them.
Okay.
We did a starry night situation with stars and sky, but then we painted a mountain with the Impala and the Las Vegas skyline, but I miscalculated on the size of things. And I had no room for the Vegas skyline, so it just became a mountain. And the Impala, I painted with Mary and John sitting on it instead of the boys.
Can you do that?
Yes, I can. It's my painting.
No, but all I'm saying is, I know you can do that. I know you're allowed to do that. But I mean, could you, ability-wise, put a baby in there with people that look like the people? Do they look like the people? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm saying, did the painting suck? Is what I'm asking you, but in a nice way.
He gave us a little stencil of the Impala, with two people, like one standing and one sitting on the hood.
Okay, so you guys went Banksy on it.
Totally. And so
Okay.
then I just put long hair on the one on the dean of them all.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. Awesome. I should have come. Although I would have fallen asleep. I was exhausted by the time I got back. I went to game night. And it was actually, who was it? Were you at game night? The people that were woo-hoo? I was at a table with like two people who were like 12 years old who were putting out cards that say like, beep, 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 anal leakage, beep, 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 beep. And I was like, oh. And so I turned to the person who looked pretty young. I was like, she laid down a card that I think said something like this, like coming out of your ears or something like that. Sorry guys, that's what the card said. And I was like, how old are you? She did this. I'm 12. And I was like, whoa.
That was my point.
Yeah, exactly. No, but she said it in a funny way. But I was like, they were like, said that they bought things to my meet and greet, but they were told by creation that we were too young to be in there. But then we played Cards Against Humanity. My panels or my meet and greets never run that blue. I told a story about poop, and that was as bad as it got. I think people paid to hear that. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Doing?
Hi.
Are we going to take questions from the audience? Oh,
No.
let's take a question from the audience. Oh, there's a question from the audience.
Hi.
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 What's your name?
My name is Cherise.
Where are you from?
Hey, Cherise.
I'm from California,
Where?
Southern California, Inland Empire area.
Very nice.
Yeah, so
Did it rain there a lot recently?
Yes.
Did
it
people from all over the country text you and ask you if you were okay?
No, actually, because it's Southern California, so we just watched it from the windows, so we were mesmerized by the
People
rain.
don't understand the fact that California is so big. Everybody in Tennessee called me and were like, are y'all floating out there? Is everything fine? I'm like, I live in Los Angeles in the middle of the city.
Right.
Nothing bad is happening here.
Well, that's not true.
Thankfully, we were okay, right? Yeah.
And now we can flush the toilet without feeling guilty about it for like 2 weeks. Because we have just enough water to do that.
My question is, actually, yesterday, DJ, you said such nice things about Sam on your panel yesterday.
Did I?
Yes, you did. That you were excited to have a panel together today.
I am.
And
Still.
so I wanted to let Sam know that, and if she has anything nice to say about you.
Oh no. I don't sweat much.
It's rare that you meet someone and instantly know that you're going to be best friends.
That actually is true. It really is true.
Yes. And especially at my age. Like this, when you're little, you make friends more easily. But when you're old, what?
She is though.
Oh, thank you. I thought you said be careful. I'm like,
Of me. You were in my meet and greet, weren't you?
oh, no, DJ is one of the kindest, most authentic people I know. So, and you
Thank
can
you,
tell that
Sam.
immediately. So I'm very lucky.
I appreciate that. I love you very much too.
I love you, DJ.
Oh, love is great. Okay, so I guess
This is the dance part of the program since there's no questions.
here's the thing. So if you ever have anything we want to ask or say to us, say it now because this is the most low-key this weekend's going to be. Otherwise, I'm going to come out into the audience and start Oprahing you. Watch this. I will come out there and involve you.
You guys brought this on
Oh
yourselves.
no, there are people walking. But in 2 people, I'm coming out there. I've actually always wanted to do that, but I'm going to start interviewing people. You'll love it. Or hate it. It could go either way. And I don't like sitting down for a panel. I'm a stander. Hello! How are you?
Good. Since it's Friday the 13th,
Is it though?
Yes.
I was unaware of that. You would think that not drinking would give me clarity, but I don't know what the hell's going on. It's actually working against me. Happy Friday the 13th, y'all. Which is a terrible movie, by the way. I just saw it for the first time since childhood, and it does not hold up. The acting is terrible. You should watch it. It's like something I'm surprised I wasn't offered it. Hello.
So, with it being Friday the 13th, I'm wondering if there are any superstitions that you believe in or any rituals that you do on set before a scene or anything like that.
That is a good question.
think his answer is yes.
Yes, and here's the thing: I am so like drawn to superstitious stuff. If you tell me something, I can't get it out of my head. When I was on Man in the High Castle, my co-star Alexa told me that she's Greek, and there's an old Greek superstition that if you lay a hat on a bed, you have to turn around 3 times. I wear a hat every day of my life, and I'm always right next to a bed because I'm lazy. So I'm turning around multiple times, 3 times a day. I've fallen from it. So don't put your superstition on me.
I know the superstition, I just refrain from putting a hat on a bed.
Why?
You put it on the nightstand.
No,
You're
but
free of the turning.
Dude, you know how I collect everything in the world. Do you think there's a space, an inch left on my nightstand? There's like ancient Egyptian crap, and like somebody at a convention in Alabama gave me a giant phallus, a bronze phallus that it's in the back's the shape of a lion. Ask me later, I have a photo of it on my phone. If you see me and I'm not doing anything, come up to me, I'll show it to you. I had to get that through airport security. Anyway, that's on my nightstand. Everything's on my nightstand. So a hat just, you come in, you're like, what a great day. Damn!
I like how you do the dancer pause in the middle.
It's all the time. Yeah, because I'm spotting myself so I don't fall, because I learned that lesson.
Doesn't the phallus make a good hat rack?
Oh, that's a good point, but it's right next to some 18th century Chinese porcelain because I'm also a homosexual.
I still kiss my hand and touch the roof of the car when
I do
go
that.
through a yellow light. Since I've been driving, which has now been 3 or 4 centuries.
I do that every time. I love it.
What is it?
You can make a
Hold your
wish.
breath when you drive by a graveyard. Although I live in the Northeast now, and you can't hold your breath the entire drive.
Are there graveyards everywhere? I've never been up there.
Wait till you come. There's literally.
I love graveyards.
We'll be driving to the grocery store and there's a house and there's like a little graveyard with like 7 graves in it, and then you drive a little bit more and there's like a little graveyard with just a gate, no fence, just a gate. And it's got like 30 old like crumbling graves. There's one across the street and one house down from us. I had no idea it was there until I looked on Google Maps. I was like, ooh.
So you come to in a crash car and you're like, I've got to stop holding my breath when I pass graveyards.
Yeah, you just have to, I don't know what else you can do. Whistle the whole time. I don't know.
So I have this Italian friend that I hang out with him when I'm in England, and he taught me this. And you know how in America, when you say something like, you're like, well, that never happens to me, knock wood. They don't knock wood in Italy. The woman takes her right hand and touches her left breast, I think, and the man taps his testicles. So if you're ever away from wood, I've given you something. You're welcome. So nothing bad's gonna happen to any of us. We're all gonna live for, and it makes that noise too. Wow. Awesome. Thank you for the question.
He ran away.
Oh,
Also, by the way, I'm gonna say this because of yesterday. People were asking questions, and the only person that couldn't hear the answer was the person standing at the mic who had asked the question.
Oh, is that happening still?
So I made them come stand in front.
Can you hear us over there on the side? They can't hear us.
Exactly. No. So if you can't hear the answer, like, just come around the corner. I won't make you come stand right in front like I did yesterday.
Or find us later and we'll act it out for you with sock puppets.
We'll look it up.
Hi.
Hello.
I almost said welcome to the world's crappiest game show, but that's a different day. Hello.
Other side.
Right, other side. Sorry. You have to tell me things. Thank you. I'm not a details person. Hello.
Hi, DJ. Hi,
Hi.
Samantha.
How are you?
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for
I'm
being
good.
here.
I'm all wonderful. So my question, DJ, is I've been a fan of yours since Road Trip.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I want to know if you kept those leopard panties as a souvenir.
I have those leopard panties. I take everything that's not nailed down. Actually, on Supernatural, you couldn't take anything. They were very stingy with props, and then they had a giant yard sale and sold everything without telling us. I want my hunter coat back. I tried to take one of my silver bullet necklaces. I know that's not what you asked, but I have to tell you. I tried to take one of my silver bullet necklaces, and they wouldn't let me have it. They weren't even made of real silver. Okay, so what'd you ask me? Oh, the leopard panties. I do have them. There's 2 pairs of them. One's in the Hard Rock Hotel in Vegas, actually. Somewhere you walk around the casino and they're in a frame, and I have the other pair.
Are yours also in a frame?
Nope, they're in my sock drawer next to Mr. Fizzle's. Which is a very uncomfortable thing. I've told this at conventions before, but I'm going to tell it again. So my buddy Phil was staying with me because he was very bad at life for a brief period of time. So he had to move in with me. He lost everything. Now he works at NASA. He's literally a rocket scientist, but he had a bad run. So he's living with me, and he had a friend over, and he was looking for prophylactics. And so I feel like I have to be very PC today. I don't know why. I feel like there are children everywhere, which is weird because we're in Vegas. He was looking for condoms. Condoms, Rose, condoms. That's from the Golden Girls. He was looking for condoms, and I was like, yeah, they're in my nightstand. And he came out with Mr. Fizzle's like, why is there a sock puppet in your nightstand? I'm like, it's not like that, brother. It's not like that. My relationship with Mr. Fizzles is sacred and never to be violated. So yeah, I have them. Thank you.
Hi. Hello. I was wondering what some of your favorite moments from filming on set for Supernatural were.
Way more episodes than I did. I want to drink this soda.
You sure you need the caffeine?
I tended to like the moments, I mean, there were so many. We were laughing and crying, like just countless of just stupidity of behavior. Not on my part, of course. But I liked when I was the boss of everybody. So there was an episode early on where, shocker, we're fighting some ghosts. And I get locked in a room with a little kid ghost. And the boys are trying to break down the door. And so, you know how sets are though. So here's the room that I'm in, and I'm fighting with this little kid. And here's the door, and they're on the other side with like axes and things. But you know, there's no wall here, right? The camera's here. So the room just is 3 sides, and this hallway is 3 sides. So there's the door and the edge, and I can just kind of look around at them around the corner. And as happened frequently, they were not paying attention, laughing. The set's like, we're rolling, guys, and they're like, and I just came around and I was like, and they both went, sorry. And I was like, that's right. Let's get this going. It was completely an illusion of power, but I quite enjoyed it. And I think the only reason that ever, because that was not the only time, I think it's because in their little minds, they imagined me for 12 years as their mother. So when I show up on set, they're like...
It's weird because you actually do kind of get into those roles on set, like kind of your character. You do sort of fall into that subconsciously. I mean, obviously they know that you're not their mother. Because you're not from Tennessee, so it would be impossible for you to have given birth to them. They know it, but you do sort of fall into those roles. I'm from Tennessee, I can say that. I obviously, a lot of my moments were light, and I really preferred those. I mean, Jensen and I had, so I know Jared better, but I have better on-screen chemistry with Jensen. And Jensen and I, we had that scene about Bobby and that whole thing, the confrontation thing that was emotional. We both got emotional in that scene. I was like, God, I'm a good actor. But like just funny stuff. Like the first time I said, "Oh, Mama, Duke, you crazy," I cracked my own self up and like, screw what the boys are doing. I broke my own self. It was so ridiculous. They would write such funny and like grounded in reality, but just ridiculous stuff, like walking up to Poison, Belle Biv DeVoe. I chose that song, by the way. They gave me a choice of 5, and I chose it. Just everything was just so on the nose and funny, and I just loved it. I mean, the best way to do comedy is to play it straight, and it was great. And also, they couldn't break me. The boys tried to break me. They could never break me. I'm hard to break, but I will break myself. Watch.
You may want to talk to a therapist.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, good morning. My question is for DJ. Garth is such a, I'm sorry. Garth is such a great.
You have everything. I have nothing. I have trivia twice a week and this. You have a family and a new home. I fly to Canada to get facial treatments. That's 97% of my personality. Come up to me in the hallway. I'll show you some terrible pictures of things I did to myself 2 weeks ago. Hi.
Hi. I just want to say Garth is such a lovely character. He is gentle and strong.
The best.
The best, 100% husband material. And I was just wondering if you had anyone in mind or as an inspiration when you were playing him.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So my father is that kind of soft-spoken, but my father is this tall. My father is 5'7", like he's a little dude. He came to visit me once in Los Angeles, and my dad likes to wear leather items of clothing and has a handlebar mustache. He looks like a leather queen. We drove by West Hollywood, and I was like, if I dropped you off here, I'd never see you again. But so I sort of based him on him, but also I had sort of that openness. You know how Gilligan from Gilligan's Island, like his face was just always so open and inquisitive, but he was an idiot, and Garth wasn't an idiot. Garth was smart. All of that sort of stuff, and also just kind of, I was thinking about like the patience. I've really been working like since before that time on being patient and present. And then they kept writing that, like sort of what was in my head that I wanted for myself. And so I took that and tried to play Garth like I would like to be as a person. And I'm getting there. So yeah, so he was based on a lot of different things, but mostly me and my dad and what they wrote. Thank you.
And your wife.
And my wife. Yeah.
Hi there.
Hello. My name is Rose. I'm from Sacramento, so I'm from the part of California that is underwater right now.
Oh, you're underwater.
My aunt lives up there, and she sent me pictures this morning of like my neighbor's tree, my friend's tree, like 10 pictures in a row of trees like through houses.
Yeah, you basically are just doing this the entire time.
Dude, the frustrating part about it is I didn't realize this. I've been in California for 23 years. I didn't realize that all of this rain, most of it runs into the ocean or like goes into the sewer because we don't have enough facilities to capture the rainwater. The majority of it goes, like trillions of gallons go into the ocean, and we could be all brushing our teeth and flushing the toilet at the same time. We can,
water the plants.
The water in California is so hard, it stains your countertops. And one of my taps in my bathroom came off in my hand, corroded through from the water. I know, I wonder what it's doing to my insides.
So you're gonna move to the East Coast.
I know, I want to, but the problem with the East Coast is that they have weather there. I'm not built for any kind of weather. My midsection is, but nothing else. Does this look like it survived the cold? Come on now. What are you talking about?
Hi. She hasn't asked her question yet.
Oh, right.
Just, sorry, okay. So, my question was that if you guys could pick any other character from the shows that you've been in, what would they be and why?
Oh, that's a good one. I would never want to be the lead actor. They have to go there every day. And if you don't come, they get mad. So I don't want to do that. I don't really have those feelings. I can't imagine being anybody other than the characters that I play on the shows that I do, because I really get into them. And also I feel honored by, like that's the other thing about being an actor, when somebody trusts you enough, because they write these things are conceived well before your name comes up, and especially when you're a regular on a show, that was in 2 years of development before it got to your part in the series. And it's just such an honor to be asked to be a part of something like that. So I wouldn't mind looking like Jared, but I wouldn't want to play a Sam. I've always wanted to know what it's like to look like the freakishly handsome. I've always wanted to know it just for 10 minutes, or no, actually 10 days. And just do awful things with no consequences. We'll get into that later. Come by my table and I'll tell you all about it. So no.
to something that you just said though about them, you getting to do this part that they've been writing for 2 years. Because what happens, it's reciprocal, right? So you walk in, you're like, oh my God, this is who we imagined doing this. Or sometimes it's like, we had no idea that this is what we imagined, but this is what was great. I always am honored by is when they already have cast me and they continue to write for me and give me things to do that I love. And I'm like, this is so cool, I get to do this. Like every time like on Supernatural, I get like, and you slide in, you pick up a machete and you're blah, like you're doing all this stuff, or like or super emotional scene, or like, I'm honored that they think I can do that. Yeah. And then you make sure you can do it.
And you're in all kind of stages of vulnerability when you're shooting a TV show. Like people have seen me naked on set. They've seen me, like I've done full underwear and costume changes with a towel wrapped around me on Venice Beach. Like you become very attached to what you're doing because it's so innately personal. So it's really hard to look at another character and think that you would rather be them. And also, especially when they're doing a good job at it.
There are movies and things that I wasn't in.
Tell us.
That, basically, and the fact that some people think I resemble her is irrelevant only because I just think she chooses unbelievable roles, and that's Robin Wright.
You do kind of look alike.
A little bit. Anything she's been, like not only the general in Wonder Woman, we can start there, but then like there was a movie she did called Moll Flanders and Forrest Gump, and I mean anything she's been in, even the Washington, what's it called, with Kevin Spacey?
Oh. When he talks like this, talks like Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah, House of Cards.
Right,
I'm gonna take all this power from these people. I'm like, nobody talks like that, Kevin Spacey. Stop touching people.
Thank you, though.
Oh yeah, I have to answer. I screen tested against Jay Baruchel for $1 Million Baby and didn't get it, and it was a mistake. He's a great actor, but he didn't have the emotional depth to play that character, and Clint knew it. So as a matter of fact, he's called me in to read for everything that he's ever done. Yeah, and I'm wrong for all of it. Like he made me read for American Sniper. I'm like, what the hell would I do in that? But I've read for literally every project that he's done since with him, and not gotten any of them.
You were right for the first one.
Yeah, because I was right for the first one. It's the only thing. Every time I've lost anything to anybody else, I watch it and do this. I never would have done that. I screen tested again. I studio tested against Jim Parsons for Big Bang Theory. Between me and him, but the thing is, it was never going to be me. They got me in because who's the creator who I don't like, Chuck Lorre. Put me through the ringer to prove to the network that it was always him. That's how he talks in real life. That is who he is. I never would have done that. And but that $1 Million Baby is the only time I ever did something where I'm like, it was not how. That was mine. That was a mistake. But every time else, I'm like, oh wow, I never would have done that.
That happens a lot too. Like it's you respect in the end, like the choice they made most of the time.
I mean, the thing is, like, my very first TV role, George Clooney I think it was my first series regular. It was George Clooney's his Smokehouse Productions. It was their first TV show. And so they asked me to come in and read for it, and I canceled the audition and went out of town. And I landed in Nashville, because I was like, it was play a cop. I was like, there's no way they will cast me as a cop. So I land in Nashville and have all these beep, beep, beep messages, like my manager was like going off me. It was like George Clooney, it was a Saturday audition, was coming into the office on a Saturday to read me himself. And so I was like, get the audition back. And so they did for like a week later. I went in there and this is what he said. He didn't let me off. He said this, you're not a casting director. Do your job and don't do other people's jobs. And they hired me though. But and they were never going to read. I was the person it was written for, and I got in my own way about it.
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Don't get in your way. I should remind myself that, because I'm.
Well, George Clooney's a good person to take acting advice from.
Yeah, exactly. And also, just the universe is constantly reminding us not to get in our own way, and we can't stop getting in our own way and doubting ourselves and all that stuff. And that you guys probably just saved me like $750 in therapy. I needed to remember that because I'm going through some things. So thank you.
I don't know where that came
I don't know, it just popped into my head. That's why I love these panels, they're so stream of consciousness. All right, and it came from over there. Oh, yeah. The thing is, I don't know where it came from either, my part of it. Hello?
Hi, I'm Lara. I'm a school teacher for 6th graders. And
Nice.
Thank you.
So I have students who are currently really obsessed with the Rubik's Cube. So you had a Rubik's Cube, you said you didn't know where you got it from or how you got it. So I was kind of wondering, do you have a favorite type of fidget, something that you do, like both of you? And a second part is, what kind of advice would you give to kids in, like, you know, elementary setting as they're setting out into their world? Like, I have a sign on my wall that says, "Own your weird."
I love that.
I want them to acknowledge that they're weird and they're different from somebody, and to love it. And I can imagine some of my students might be just kind of like what you were when you were in 6th grade. So I'd like advice for kids coming up, and also what you fidget with.
Do you fidget anything? Ty bought me a bunch of fidgets for Christmas. He gave me a stocking. I think the Rubik's Cube must have come from the stocking, because I've got a bunch of other things in my bag that are fidgety that I didn't. But I don't really think I have anything that I tactile do with. When I am having a problem or am anxious, I do breath stuff. Like I focus on my breathing.
I knit. Which isn't exactly like having a fidget spinner in your pocket, but it does keep my reptilian brain busy while.
Can you do it while you do other things, like watch television, like without looking at it? Oh wow.
Yeah. Not if I'm like counting a pattern, obviously, but which is why I mostly don't.
Can you knit things?
Yeah, I can knit you anything.
Oh, that's so great. So tell me how this works. So I knitted a scarf once. When I was shooting the Corps, Alfre Woodard always had knitting in her lap, and I made fun of her for it, called her old lady or something like that. And so she, after she slapped me, yeah, exactly. After she stabbed me, no, she taught me how to do it. So just the basic knit thing. So I knitted a scarf with like a red and black striped scarf, and I never did it again. But I always wondered, when you knit a sweater, is there something that tells you what to do? You don't have to you're not knitting from your brain, right?
No, I tend to, I use directions as a guideline, like recipes and directions and things, unless it's like mechanical, I put all those pieces in the right spot. But knitting, I tend to they're like, here, decrease here, do this many rows for this size, here's how you do the shoulder seam.
Do you change needle sizes sometimes?
Uh-huh.
Have you made anything that's wearable?
Oh, hundreds of
I did not know this. See, do you know that episode of The Cosby Show where Theo wants a Gordon Gartrell shirt, and his dad, they're $100, and his dad won't buy it, so he gives Denise $30, and she makes him a Gordon Gartrell shirt, and one of the sleeves is like this big, and he's like, it's tucked into my socks. Do you know this?
I try not to do that.
That's what I imagine with self-made clothes. I can't do anything.
I have a hard time with hats. That's the only thing, like, I can't size them right. They're either like, or they're like over your, I can't.
When you knit stretchy things, is it the wool or the knit that makes them stretchy?
Sometimes both, but mostly the knit.
What do you call a knitted cap?
Is this a test?
No, yeah, where you're from, where do you call a knitted cap?
Oh, it's just not a
California,
not a tube, it's just a hat.
Yeah, y'all just call it a hat?
Yeah,
So
or a beanie.
Did y'all call it a beanie growing up?
I think so.
So we called it a toboggan in the South. Woo! Yeah, right, it's a toboggan, right? And a toboggan is a sled in the North, but
Right.
we called those little beanie hats toboggans.
Because you didn't have snow.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
It filtered down, because when you're on a toboggan, you would wear a beanie, so somebody got confused and just thought it was the hat.
It's like how Inuit people have 10,000 words for like snow and ice. In the South, we have one word for anything in cold weather. Are you gonna toboggan the driveway out? There's some snow on it.
Those toboggan tires on the car.
It's toboggan in here. Oh, that reminds me of this. When I first moved to Canada, when I moved to Vancouver, which is the warmest city in Canada, it just rains and gets a little chilly in the winter. But rarely does it snow. They just went through a cold snap. But rarely does it do that. But everybody in the South did this. Why do you want to move there? It's so cold. Because everybody is so afraid of the cold, right? It reminded me, my friend Stratton's sister Jenny got a dance scholarship to the University of New Mexico at Albuquerque, and she's from Chattanooga, and she told me that almost without fail, everybody that she told Chattanooga that she was moving to New Mexico did this. New Mexico, don't drink the water. I know. I don't live there anymore.
Honestly, when I was like 16, I was around a lot of models. I was modeling at the time, and everyone asked me if New Jersey was part of New York.
Wow.
Try being from
Like,
Rhode Island.
Geography is not, that sounded mean, like I was saying models were dumb, which I would never say. People, Americans do not know geography.
That we really don't. We don't.
We're not taught. Like, I wouldn't be able to fill in the countries in all of Europe. Like, once you get to like the Slovakia and like all that stuff, never mind like South America or Africa or how about the states? Try filling in all 50 states.
I could definitely do that.
I used to test myself, and I would get a little confused around like the Dakotas in there. So you would know where it was, hopefully.
Is there a Michigan thing where you can show us where you are from North Dakota on your hand? Everybody in Michigan does that. It's like, where are you from? I'm from right here. Right next to your Jurassic Park tiny pinky. Here. They love doing that. People from Michigan love it. It's the same way that Irish people love pronouncing T's. Irish people love going T. They love overpronouncing T's. People in Michigan cannot stop showing you their hands. It's a whole thing. And wearing Michigan shirts.
And
How do you
Jersey
know?
can't stop asking what exit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I wasn't by an exit. Sorry. I feel like a New Jersey failure.
The thing though is that every time I visited New Jersey, the people that would take me, because I only know people from northern Jersey, would take me around and show me where all the mob people lived in the town. They drive you by the house, they're like, that person's in the mob, that person's in the mob. It's without fail, 4 different people who I've known in New Jersey have taken me and given me the mob tour. I didn't even watch Sopranos, it was wasted on me. Oh, where's the bar?
Did you remember the question? Because I don't remember the question.
No, I think we answered 32% of it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's
Okay.
pretty good for us. Hi, bye.
All right.
Hello.
Thank you.
Where did it come from over there?
It came from over there.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Hey. Hi, my name's Kathleen. I'm from Vancouver.
Hey, it was
Is it
snowy
cold
there.
there?
Yeah, we had so much snow.
Why do you want to move? Why do you want to live there? It's so cold.
We call our knitted hats toques.
I know you
there.
do. I lived in Vancouver for 4 years.
Yeah, I also have my knitting here because it helps me focus.
Exactly.
So besides Cactus Club, which you mentioned yesterday,
I love
DJ,
Cactus Club. I went there. Do you know that after 9:30, everything is half price, and you can get a sunset soda
Yeah.
for $5.50. But if you get a double, it's only $10.
Yeah.
And that's $7.50 American. You should be writing this down. It's a good deal.
So
But not this January.
Oh my God, it's
Besides-
so good.
Sorry.
Not this January.
Besides Cactus Club, I was just wondering what your favorite and least favorite things about your time up in Canada were.
Well, one of the things I can't tell you, but I'll tell you if you come by my table. So my favorite thing about Canadians is I was in a bar called the Metropole in Gastown. Do you know that place? It's awesome, and it's terrible too. The drinks are $3.75 Canadian. Go there, it's awesome. Say DJ sing it. You won't get hepatitis. The food is disgusting, so don't, and also don't go in the bathroom. So
Other than that, it's great.
it's a great place. The people that work there are amazing. You may have to step over some needles to get in, because that area is kind of rough. But it's awesome. But one thing I love is I was at the Metropole right when I first got there, and this little dude was really drunk and trying to fight a big dude. And the big dude did this. What are you doing? I would destroy you. You should go home. And in America, you do this. And I was like, I'd never seen that before. I'd never seen the absence of aggression when it could be diffused. And that is something, as a matter of fact, I was talking so much about Canada yesterday. Me and Tyler were talking, and Julie was there, and she was like, "Well, you've been doing a commercial for Canada for like an hour, because there's so many good parts about it." The worst thing about living in Canada, though, I'll tell you this: do you know how when you're walking down the street and you do this with people? I've never danced with more people than I have in my whole life in Canada, because people, when you come from a culture that self-identifies as polite, everybody's afraid to walk in front of people. So I'm just like this the whole time when I'm walking down the street in Vancouver, and it gets on my nerves. I'm like, pick a lane, take up your space, you're alive, you deserve to be able to walk down the sidewalk without saying, "Oh, sorry about that, let's see you tomorrow." You deserve to be able to do that. Anyway, but I love Canada. My best friend lives in Canada. I was just there. I went there for the holidays, and I'm going back on the 3rd. I will be at the Loose Moose on Nelson and Granville most of those nights, so come over and see me. That's true. I will be there.
I miss Vancouver. I've only been once or twice since the show ended.
But you were there a lot.
But I was there a lot, and I spent a lot of time at Rodney's in Yaletown.
Where's Rodney's?
It's down in Yaletown.
So you're at...
If you go down to... It's...
Describe it to me.
So you...
Go down the hill.
Go down the hill, and you make a right, and it's like right there.
Yeah, so like there's like Hamilton, I
think it's on Hamilton.
There is a keg right there, a keg steakhouse right there.
There's 2 restaurants right there. I think Cactus Club might be. Isn't there a Cactus Club?
Cactus Club's on the other end. So right now we're on Nelson, and I love Vancouver. We're on Nelson, and Hamilton is here. There's a there's a keg right here. There's like a Mexican restaurant called El Guapo here, and then the Helmeken is right here, and that's
on the other side of Helmeken, on the other side.
Okay, so
on a small street, it's almost like an alley. And it's an oyster house, and I would go there, bring my book, sit in the corner of the bar, and get prosecco and oysters, and then like some kick-ass pasta with like shrimp in it. I don't know. I'm really missing it.
I've never been there, but I'll check it out.
I loved it. It's not divey, but it's really cash, and the food is great, and they're really
And that's
nice.
good for Yaletown because it's so uptight and so.
Yeah. My least favorite thing is also food related. It's the weirdo potato chips. I'm like, dude,
ketchup chips are disgusting.
There's pickle, there's ketchup, there's
pickle's awesome.
But I'll eat
all
pickle.
dressed. There's mayonnaise. The kind of mayonnaise flavored mayonnaise is disgusting.
It's just weird.
All dressed
I'm like,
chips.
can I have some plain chips? They're like,
But they have got nothing on England though, because it's always like chicken and mushroom. It's like something and something. All of their potato chips are like that. But ketchup chips are disgusting. I hate them, hate them, hate them.
But do you eat ketchup ever?
Yeah, I'll eat ketchup.
Because I'll put ketchup on French fries.
Yeah,
so
of course.
It would follow that you might want ketchup.
But they don't taste like
potato
ketchup.
chips, but it's terrible.
They taste grody to the max.
Yeah.
They're disgusting. I'm bringing that back, by the way. Write it down.
I remember like it was yesterday when I was in 7th grade. A girl moved to our school from California, and to this day I'm not even sure she was actually from the Valley, but she had picked up Valley Girls Speak.
Great.
And that's how. And
Gag me with a spoon.
And she would say all of it constantly on command. Like it was yesterday, and I think she was probably from like San Diego or something. But because it was California and we were New Jersey, we assumed that that's all of California was the Valley. Yeah.
I mean, but
I love it.
Gag me with a spoon. I said that. Did you not say that growing up? I said it all the time. My dad hated it. He told me to stop saying it. Gag me with a spoon, grody to the max, and like. That's where like came from. It was like.
For sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like the fact that we say like so much came from that. So that means in 20 years from now, we'll all be talking like that. Like the Kardashians, vocal fry. Your children will talk like that. I actually was at a Panera Bread once, and this father and his 13-year-old, she's about 13, sitting there, and she was saying, she's talking like that, and the dad said, stop talking like that, you're smarter than that. And she was like, Daddy, what are you talking about? You're being crazy right now. And he was like, stop doing that. She's like, what do you mean? He was like, give me your phone. Give me your phone. Took her phone. She's like, Daddy, you're being crazy. You're being so mean. He's like, stop doing that. You'll get your phone back when you talk normal. And I was like, good for you, man. I mean, eat this broccoli cheddar soup and a bread bowl. Fist pump. I really love their broccoli cheddar soup and a bread bowl, I'm not gonna lie.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's amazing.
So good. It's
And
so good.
whenever I'm in Europe, I always crave like crap, like American crap. I don't crave like fine American food. I crave like this stuff that I don't even eat that often. But it's just like, how much bread on cheese can you eat though? I feel like, and I spend 2 hours of every day begging for ice. My friend calls it trick-or-treating for ice. I go around, do y'all have ice in here? Because I'm a man from the South. I need ice and drinks, not ice outside, but ice and drinks. A drink should be 97% ice and 3% beverage. But in Europe, people, they feel like they're being cheated. They feel like they're being cheated because there's no free refills. So a bottle of Coke costs you €6. But here, you get 3 gallons of soda for 39 cents. And you can go back.
And you can have as much ice as you want.
I love this panel. I love what's happening right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Skylar.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. My question is like, what's the craziest thing that's happened like before you filmed a scene or like while you were filming a scene on Supernatural?
Oh, I have one. I had to be hit. So I was hit by a car one night, and I was laying on the ground, and it was raining, so the ground was soaked, and it didn't occur to me, but Jared and Jensen, like, you know, they'd filled up my trailer with fart spray once, and somebody put mayonnaise in my door handle, and just like, they'd done some things to me, right? And so I get in there, and there's a rubber gimp suit in my thing, and I think it's a joke, and I don't put it on, and I realized it was to lay on the ground. It was supposed to go underneath my clothes. I'd never seen one of those before, so I laid on the ground, soaking wet all night without my gimp suit on, because I thought I was being pranked. I mean, it was like everything but a ball gag. Like, I'm telling you, it was gimpy to the max. And I was like...
Good time to come on the stage, boys.
Yeah. It was everything but a ball gag. The band!
I think we have one more question.
Oh, hi, Jessica from Oklahoma.
Hi, Jessica.
I was just wondering, out of Garth and Mary, and then out of DJ and Sam, who would win in a fight?
Both of those people. Both of those people. These people and not these people. I said yesterday, if there was ever a problem, like an apocalypse, I'd be dead 5 seconds after the electricity went out. Like, I have no survival skills. If I was, my father actually has said, if I lived 100 years before that, I would have been dead, like, way before this. I can't do anything I'm not willing to learn. It's too hard.
Whereas both Mary and Sam are so freaking determined. Whatever it takes.
Y'all are some badass motherfuckers. I love you both.
Thank
Hey,
you.
thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Guys, please give it up for Samantha Smith and DJ Qualls.
We're gonna have a great weekend. Come to karaoke tonight. We're gonna rock it. Please come see us. It's the most fun thing you will do here this whole weekend. Come and see us. And thank you for seeing us now. Thanks, guys. Bye. Yay. Yay.